Well, hello everybody, and after what seems like a lengthy absence, because it has been a lengthy absence, we're back. We're back in the MX-5 and we're back making useless videos. What's been going on? Right, well, I shot a video at the start of the summer explaining about my illness and how it affects me, and I've not been very well. We had some glorious summer weather and I was pretty well housebound throughout the whole of June and July. But that's the way things go. I am now due to have a small operation next month, and hopefully after that I'll be feeling a lot better. Fingers crossed, that's the hope anyway. Anyhow, I didn't completely waste my summer doing nothing, even though I even stopped writing my blog for a while. I needed to take a break from everything really. I did end up spending some money. My iPhone 6, which I'd had for, well, since its launch, so however many years ago that was, I decided to replace it, and I got myself an iPhone X, or 10, whatever you call it. Don't hate me for saying the wrong thing. Yeah, so I got myself that, and onto the subject of today's video, I also got myself the Fuji, or Fujinon 16mm f1.4 lens. That's right, the lens that everybody raves about. All the reviewers say it is the best Fuji lens ever made, and some people even say it's the best lens ever made. Well, with the reviews like that, I just had, of course, to have one, and I've been wanting to get one since I got my XT2 back in January. But either they were never in stock, or I never had any money. So the timing was never quite right. But last month, the timing was right. There was one in stock. I had a bit of spare cash, so I got myself the lens I always wanted. Now, I haven't had it long enough to give it a proper review, so as the title of this video suggests, this is just a first impressions of the lens. Is it as good as everybody says? Can it be that good even? To talk about its construction first, it's typical Fujifilm A1 5-star, whatever you want, build quality. The lens feels like it would withstand a nuclear explosion. Its build quality is right up there with the best of the Fuji lenses. It's got a lovely positive clicky aperture ring on the lens, which goes from f1.4 to f16. Now, some people don't like the aperture ring on the lens. They prefer to have it on their camera, and they say, well, it's like going back to the 70s and 80s having your aperture ring there. Well, I was a child of the 70s and 80s. I grew up then, so I like having it on there. To me, it makes more sense to control the aperture on the lens rather than the camera. So, whether you like it or not, it's a very well constructed aperture ring, and you're not going to bump it by accident into some other valley. That's not going to happen. It's got 1/3 stops, as have all the Fuji XF lenses, and it's weather sealed. So together with my XT2, which is a weather sealed camera, I've now got the 16mm weather sealed lens, so we can go out in misty, damp, rainy conditions with it, and not really have to worry about is it going to survive. The manual focus ring on the lens is quite interesting because it's clutch operated. You've got to disengage the clutch before you can operate the manual focus ring, so you're not going to accidentally bump focus in it. It's got a depth of field scale on the lens, but to be honest, it's a 16mm ultra wide angle lens, so how useful having a depth of field scale on the lens is remains to be seen. I don't think it's particularly useful, but it's there if you want it. It's also a bit of a, for a wide angle lens, surprisingly multi-purpose. Now you'd think at 16mm it's just going to be a landscape lens or an architecture lens, but it's actually got macro capability. The close focus on this lens is obscene. You can almost be like touching your subject with the front element of the lens. What that gives you is a really close-up but wide-angle image, if you can get your head around that, because I couldn't at first. It was really strange to look at close-up images with a wide angle. I've also tried using it for portraits, and it seems to be very good at that. Obviously you can get quite close to your subject with it, uncomfortably close I guess in some circumstances, and if you're not so close then you can take nice environmental portraits with it, but it forces you to think, to look into the corners of your frame to make sure there's nothing distracting in there, so it makes you slow down, and I like that in a lens, I like that in a camera. The out of focus background, the bokeh on the lens is beautiful. It's creamy, buttery gorgeousness, it really is. Bokeh-licious, to quote somebody else. I bought the lens primarily for landscape work, and given that it's the middle of the summer, I haven't really had a chance to try it out properly, but I have taken a few shots with it and I couldn't be happier. The images are sharp, colour rendition is excellent, as you'd expect with Fuji. The lens is really contrasty. It's just an all-round superb lens. Now I'm not going to say it's the best lens I've ever used because I haven't used it for long enough yet, but what it has done is caused me a bit of a dilemma, because I currently own a 12mm, a 16mm now with this, and the 18-55, which, although that's a kit lens, it really is an excellent lens. So do I really need my 10-24 that I paid a lot of money for? I don't know. Now, when I shot Nikon full frame, my go-to lens there, the lens that was stuck on the front of the camera most of the time, was the 16-35 f4, which is pretty well exactly the same as the Fuji 10-24 f4. But I don't know now whether I can justify keeping that lens. I really don't. What I'll have to do is, over the course of the autumn, see what I shoot with most, I guess. And if I still find myself using the longer end of the 10-24, say the 20-24 part of it, then yeah, I'll probably end up keeping it. If I'm not using it very much, or I can find that the 18-55 does the same job, then I guess the lens will be for sale. I don't like selling lenses, I don't like getting rid of stuff, but can I justify keeping it? That's the thing. Anyway, got an expensive few days coming up. This Mazda's going in for its 8th annual service tomorrow. As it's got a full dealer service history from new, I'm keeping that up. So it's going in for service and MOT, which is going to cost me about 350 quid, I think, tomorrow. The TTS I've now had for almost a year. So the DVLA kindly sent me a road fund licensed reminder last week, and that's going to cost me, wait for it, £450 to tax for the next year. I know. And who said the government is supposed to be stopping highway robbery, aren't they? And on top of that, its first service is due. So once that's done, in a couple of weeks, I'll do a 12 months with an Audi TTS video. Now the last video I made, the ownership experience one, got a lot of views for me. Got a few thousand views, which is a lot for me. But it also got a lot of dislikes, which I don't care about. People have got their opinions, and perhaps it was a bit of a polarising video, really, to be honest. I tried to do something a bit different, and I don't think it really worked. So we've got that video coming up, because the TTS now has done all sorts of trips. I've only done about 5,000 miles in it, but it's been everywhere. It's done long motorway trips, it's done trips into the mountains, local trips, so it's running now. So I think that I can make a reasonably decent review video of that car. Anyway, it's been nice being back, actually, making videos. I've now got to go back and try to remember how to edit the bloody things. From Dexter and me, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye bye.
Since you were at 20, I was 20 and thought that some years from now a purple little lady will be perfect for dirty old and useless clowns.